Welcome to the show about the show, the podcast. This is episode 433. My name is Will, and I am a naysayer and hatchet man in the fight against violence. I am accompanied by Ben, who is thinking about getting on his bike and going. Hi, Ben.
Hello.
And routing out our cast today is Atticus, who is only 18 once. Hi, Atticus.
Hello.
This is a show currently about Twin Peaks. Today, we're talking about Season 2, Episode 3, The Man Behind Glass. We also have a Patreon where we release bonus hangout show every week. That's over on patreon.com/Dr. Skeleton. Question, lads, have either of you ever been hypnotized?
Nope.
No.
When I was in high school, I went to the after prom thing, I think,
Yeah.
one year, and they had a hypnotist there, and I, using strong mental powers, completely resisted.
So you were selected, though, and you were one
No,
of the...
No, I wasn't selected. I'm just saying I was in the same room as a hypnotist.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I
They didn't
haven't
trick
been
me.
hypnotized either. I kind of think it's fake. Is right? Like, that's not real.
It's
You're
a
not being
weird.
hypnotized.
It's a weird self-own though. If it is fake, I gotta say, I think it's real
Oh,
in a way. Yeah, I think it's real. I think that stuff's really happening to them.
I think it's like kind of a weird premise that whether it's real or not, because it's like they're like, you believe this and you're like expected to play along, and so it's like I feel like it's the perfect thing to upset you, Will, because it only works if you're willing to play along. And then it's like, oh, I'm playing along. It's like, oh, pretend that your hands are light. Oh, look, his hands are going up. I'm like, no, you told me to pretend.
right. That's why I think it's fake, because like they're going like they wouldn't. They're not like hypnotizing. Sounds like there's a spell being put on you, and like you're being manipulated type thing. And I don't think that's what's going on. I think they're just. I think if you can be hypnotized, you're weak-minded, and possibly stupid.
I agree with that part, but I still think it's real.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Because basically all you do is like, if you could just be like, all you need, you just walk into a room. This hypnotism is as real as walking into any room with like a clipboard and a tie or something and being like, you there, punch yourself in the face, and be like, corporate said you need to punch yourself in the face, and just kind of like glare at them, and then like if they're like, oh, okay, like then they're being hypnotized. Like you're just, you know, I'm making. I don't know.
They used to try to hypnotize me into playing Duck Duck Goose.
This
you
is
know,
my
in middle school.
Favorite.
I refuse. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just social pressure, I think.
Yeah, my wife is trying to hypnotize me to hang
attitude.
out with her friends.
Well, it also.
I'm not weak-minded.
Like in the episode today, it also gives you an out for admitting something that you're like, I want to admit this to you, but I can't. How about you hypnotize me first, and then you can. Oh yeah, I did this, but I only told you because I was hypnotized.
Yeah, what's the legal status of the subject of hypnosis?
Real. I think they believe
So
it.
if you're like, you are getting very sleepy, when I snap my fingers, you're gonna confess to the murder, and you're like, I did it, like that would count as a confession, you think? Or be like, and all that's coerced. I think that counts as coercion. Hypnotism counts as coercion.
I don't know. I haven't made my mind up on this.
Well, if I may suggest, it counts as coercion. Ben, what do you think?
I'm gonna come to an independent conclusion. I won't be hypnotized by you right now.
I think there's something about like a really strong look you're supposed to give them for hypnotizing. Okay, whatever. But Jacoby gets hypnotized in this episode. That's why I'm bringing it up.
End of episode.
Yo, at the very end of the episode, but we'll get there. This is The Man Behind Glass. This is season 2, episode 3. This aired October 13th, 1990. It was written by Robert Engels and directed by Leslie Linka Glatter. She is an accomplished television director, won Emmys for Mad Men. Has also worked on other stuff. But yeah, Ben is going to read the summary for us today, so take it away, Ben.
Koopa and Albert arrive at the hospital to see if Harry and several nurses trying to restrain Ronette. Thinking quickly, Cooper extracts a tiny letter B from underneath her fingernail and deduces that Bob has somehow infiltrated the hospital to leave his mark and tainted her IV bag. I don't know why you got to think quickly to pull the B out. It's not going anywhere. It would have been there 5 minutes later, I think.
Probably would
Cooper pulls Harry and Albert aside to tell them about his visions of the giant and the clues he had left. Meanwhile, Donna visits Harold Smith.
Stop. Let's stop at meanwhile, because I do want to comment on this opening scene here. Albert has an actually fair question for Cooper, I think here. I mean, he's there to always like sort of he's mocking the supernatural happenings that Cooper is claiming that are happening to him. But I think he actually has a fair question here. He says, does the giant have any relation to the dwarf? Which is, he says mockingly, but like, I do think.
We need to start thinking.
I mean, fair question. Maybe you seem to be having visions.
If you have a family of dwarves, are you more likely to give birth to a giant? Or little people give birth to a giant?
I don't know.
Well, but isn't that what you're saying, though?
I feel like you're
not
pretty
like
open-minded when it comes to related.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, I wasn't thinking like, are they brothers? More like, is there a connection?
I assumed
between the dwarf and the giant.
I also realize now I was assuming that Albert was saying the same thing.
Are they brothers?
I think he probably was like joking in like a sarcastic way, but I think it is fair to like if you were to engage with Cooper's visions like earnestly,
sure,
you could be like, do you think that these weird things are connected? That's
because
kind of
they're both on the height spectrum.
Yeah, and they're both visions that he's having.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I like
with what Donna's up to.
Well, no, but I like Albert's. What did you think about Albert's little? I guess it doesn't quite count as a monologue, but I'll call it a monologue at the end about.
I liked it.
I love. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, this is where he says that he's a naysayer and a hatchet man in the fight against violence. But his philosophy is rooted in the teachings of Dr. King and Gandhi. It's all about love for him. It's all love, baby. It's all love from Albert. I mean, I loved it. My like spoiler for superlatives of the episode, but Albert gets the crown of the episode for me.
Albert probably not
alone.
Not in the FBI during the times of Dr. King. I would hope.
Also,
I would hope.
I also really liked what does he say to Harry? Like, what could I be working on? And he's like, just try to figure out how to get your knuckles off the ground or something.
Yeah. And I really like and that's when Harry grabs Albert by the scruff or by the shirt collar here, and then it's just like, listen, man, you want to talk about knuckles? I'll beat the shit out of you, bro. And then Albert does the extremely alpha move of being held up by his collar. He then grabs Harry's collar and then, big dogs him from back here. It's really great. Albert's the man.
My ticket out of Trolleyville.
Meanwhile, Donna visits Harold Smith, who explains that Laura specifically asked him to contact Donna if anything ever happened to her. So we've introduced now another character in the town of Twin Peaks with questionable relationships with underage children.
Yeah. So this is probably the titular man behind glass, right? We got here. This is Harold.
Yeah.
He's the DoorDash champion. He's he's a shut-in, doesn't get ever leave.
He's kind of but he's a young guy though, which comes up. A lot of people asking about that, you know. He's a young guy. He's
Really
sort of like
sensitively.
the conservative fear of like what the world would be with welfare programs of. You're just gonna have young guys at home who are just living off of Meals on Wheels. They're just playing Xbox all day and eating mixed vegetables that came out of a can delivered to them by local high
Anyone born after
schoolers.
1993, all they know is raise they orchid, eat hot chip and lie. Because he's a young guy. He's a bit weird. He seems to have this relationship with Laura. So Meals on Wheels seems to be, so he's a neat, right? That would be how you would describe this fella.
Yeah.
Okay. So Meals on Wheels just kind of brings you food, I guess. Before Uber Eats disrupted the Meals on Wheels economy, I suppose we privatized that section of our society. Great. But he
Yeah.
offers her saltines and apple butter as a snack.
Apple butter, pretty good.
Yeah,
Saltines?
Saltines and apple butter. I would probably crush a whole sleeve of saltines and a whole jar of apple butter at like 9:17 p.m. I think that's kind of my move. It's the kind of like weird combination that
That's true.
really strikes me as delicious.
I have a memory as a child of like pretty young, starting to become a pretentious person as a child, hearing about people eating cheese and crackers, and going and looking at my refrigerator, like as if cheese and crackers being an elevated snack or something like that. I was very young, and looking in the refrigerator and seeing saltines and individually packaged slices of American
saltines in
cheese.
the damn fridge.
No, I guess they're not in the refrigerator. Okay, they're next to each other, and thinking like, damn, adults eat this shit. How do you just slice it up and put it on the saltine? Yeah. Anyway,
that's a great snack.
Kind of a Harold move.
My lunch this week has been. I've had lunch multiple times this week that it has just been cheese squares and pretzels. Like I like sandwich pretzels, stacked cheese squares and pretzels on top of each other. Just that's my lunch.
The cheese is on the outside, like the hamburger
I'll
bun.
switch it up every other. Sometimes I'll also do cheese bun. Sometimes I'll do pretzel bun.
Nice.
Donna has in-universe good sweaters. Harold like compliments her well in universe in world. Harold compliments her sweater.
Harold, it's gonna be hard to explain, but I kind of realized there's another scene later that we'll talk about, but like realized later on in the week that Harold kind of talks like Nick Cage. Do you guys get this at all? Probably not, but think about it. Next time you watch an episode,
I guess I'll
think
have to
about it.
keep
Next
in
time you
mind.
see Harold Smith, think about it. Nick Cage, just keep it in mind.
To me, he seemed like he could be in Trolls 2, that like cold, terrible movie.
Oh,
like,
Troll 2.
Troll 2.
Troll 2.
Okay,
Yeah.
not like Trolls World Tour.
No.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Nil, like in the town of Nilbog.
Yeah.
That movie. Yeah. Okay. I could see that.
After Harold steps away for a moment, Donna discovers a letter hidden underneath his bookcase, but is interrupted by Harold giving her an orchid to leave at Laura's grave. She leaves, but promises to return. You know, TV characters love to do this stuff. You see a little slightly errant piece of paper, you're like, better
I'm
pull that
grabbing
out. It's a clue.
That looks
It's
like
a
clue number one.
that.
Come to my house filled with Scooby-Doo clues then. We got
Oh, yeah.
errant pieces of paper all over the place.
Everyone is like, there's glowing and there's like a little like exclamation point hovering over everything in Ben's house. I just want to go over there and add it to my inventory.
Yeah.
When are you going to use this micro USB cable, Ben? Why is it glowing?
Walking into Ben's house, I get like a loading screen tip, and it's like everything in here could be used as a weapon.
At the station, Cooper begins to piece together the tiny letters, the giant's clues, and the people that have seen Bob in visions and dreams. Albert mentions that the bag of cocaine found in James's motorcycle matched the cocaine found in James's car and at Leo's property, and that the letter B they found under Ronette's finger was from one of the Fleshworld magazines found at Leo's house. He says the B is an exact match.
That's
It's an exact match. This Times New Roman B. that we
right.
found.
That seemed unlikely to me. I have no idea how this forensic science type stuff works, but it seems like you found the exact B. I doubt that.
Should be the I would think they should have done the B, the emoji B, instead. That would have been better to find.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is this
the
where
cocaine? I know that we've exposed ourselves as non-cocaine doers on previous podcasts, but does cocaine have DNA matches like that?
That
You
was-
look at cocaine and be like, "This is the same cocaine."
hey, this is the same cocaine as from over there? Right.
Do you think would it be significant, like, oh, purity varies so much that this cocaine has the same purity?
I'm imagining it sort of like red wines or wines in general, where they're like, "Ooh, this is
a good batch.
This is a 1956 batch from California or whatever." You know, this was
Yeah.
a good year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's how the cocaine
Great
works.
year for cocaine. Great. Yeah. Like, do you want your cocaine to be fresh? You think, or aged, aired out? You want it to breathe a little bit before snorting.
Does it expire? Because other over-the-counter medications, they expire.
Yeah, I would imagine you probably
Some-
want fresh cocaine.
Oh, there's some mold on this cocaine. Oh, just cut it off the top, you know? Your mom and
That's
your
still good.
frugal mom cocaine
We have
doer.
cocaine at
just cut
home.
it off the top.
Yeah. Is this
You're
where
not supposed to look at
Albert...
the sell by date. You're supposed to sniff it.
The trick is to do a little bit of cocaine every day so you know what fresh cocaine tastes like, and then when it goes bad, yeah. Is this where Albert tells Cooper he was shot with the James Bond gun?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Did you guys?
I
You guys, do you have it in your heart? I mean, I
turned to Zoe before he said it. Like, like that's the James Bond gun, and then Albert goes, the James Bond gun. And yeah, so it's like a fun little Easter egg that Mark Frost and David Lynch sprinkled into this show is like, oh, the Dr. Skeleton boys, they will have done their James Bond series several years before watching Twin Peaks.
Well, I sent you guys this in a message yesterday or something like that. Another little Easter egg from Frost, Lynch, whatever. Hurley. You don't see many of those guys out in the real world, but we've had two
I can't believe we've
Hurleys on
missed
this
this.
podcast in a row.
Yeah. 2 back-to-back Hurley shows. This was a good observation. Yeah. James Hurley
Reyes. Hurley.
and Hugo Hurley Reyes from Lost.
Hugo. Well, I'm trying to think of what their name together would be. James Hurley Reyes, or you could do Hugo quote Hurley. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go anywhere.
However, no agency has any record of the long-haired man. Never seen one of those guys. Albert says that they
Long
check
hair's
with
for girls.
NASA.
We don't understand.
That'd be a good little mystery, little time warp mystery. Go back in, I don't know, time 1776 or something. We saw a woman, a long-haired woman, kill a man, and then the twist at the end can be, holy shit, it was a long-haired man.
Well, I was thrown off there because, like, back in 1776, you see the pictures of them. They all got long hair. They got like
That's
long
true.
white
Never
curly
mind.
hair.
Damn. Okay.
I wonder when that, like, dudes used to have long hair, and then at some point, dudes be having short hair, women be having long hair.
Mm-mm. It's probably gone back and
Figure that
forth.
one out. A little bit.
Searching for Cooper's shooter has also yielded no results, other than that he was shot with a Walther PPK and some fibers outside of his hotel room. Albert makes one last snide remark at Harry before leaving, only for Harry to grab him and threaten to punch him again, which we talked about before. Albert retaliates with a speech saying that he refuses to fight back, operating on the personal philosophies of pacifism rather than personal grudges or violence, before leaving again.
I do.
Cooper-
Part of the speech that I do want to, I didn't comment on earlier, is that I really earnestly love the phrasing of he is a naysayer and hatchet man in the fight against violence. Like he's actively fighting violence, like with weapons and stuff. Like that's, he has the right idea.
Cooper steps out to the lobby and tells James that he isn't being charged for drug possession, but warns him
You are
not
being
to
charged
get
with
wrapped
drug
up.
possession. Hubba, James. Let me see them fangs.
He warns him not to get wrapped up trying to solve the case on his own. I've seen you guys doing a lot of Scooby-Dooing. Yeah, you gotta
Please
cut it out.
knock it off. Yeah.
Shortly after, a fancy gentleman named Richard Tremaine arrives at the station.
This motherfucker.
Turns out to be Lucy's lunch date. Lunch dates. You don't hear about those much anymore.
Yeah, we'll go Dutch. He's woke King Dick. He mentions that he knows that the native people have reason to be upset. A little, somewhat maybe weirdly after interacting with Deputy Hawk, he's like, well, I know the native people have reasons to be upset. And yeah, he says we'll go Dutch for a lunch date. But yeah, Richard Tremaine. Oh, what do we feel about this fancy gentleman?
It's kind of the worst.
He kind of sucks.
Yes.
He kind of sucks, but yeah.
Is it because you see yourself?
Yes.
Richard Tremaine.
So I'm pausing. Don't want to be too harsh on him. He's got the occasional point.
Yeah, I think he's got a lot going for him. No, he's a bit of a motor mouth.
People give people like him a little too much trouble sometimes. It's not that bad.
I'm sure he would be probably the favorite member of a 3-member podcast. In fact.
Yeah. Everybody's calling him Dick, though.
This is true.
When did that become I don't know what you call it. It's not a slur, but a
Surely
bad
whatever
diminutive.
date this episode aired.
No, like when people. Oh wait, when Dick
When did it
was
become
short
like
for
a-
Richard, or then when people were
No.
calling somebody Dick,
with the latter, you know.
to mean like a jerk, like an insult.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, because there's a lot of older movies and stuff or whatever where people have goofy names that. I mean, they have names that sound goofy now
Yeah.
because they use Dick
Okay.
more liberally.
Yeah. So I wonder if it like who up using they dick liberally. Okay. I wonder if, there's like every Tom, Dick, and Harry is kind of like was a bit of a phrase, and then it just became like any old dick kind of thing. Like you just come some schmuck sort of thing. And then didn't Dick mean like private eye at some point?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I'm gonna guess the mid 20th century. That's about the time period.
There you go. Yeah, mid-century, just mid. I'll just stick
Is
to
it
mid-century in general.
in the middle there.
Yeah,
You're kind of a jerk if you name your kid Dick at this point, right?
yeah.
Yeah, you can't be naming. You really can't. I mean, like, I think you're kind of a jerk if you're naming your kid Richard.
Hello.
But I mean, not like. I think that's sort of like an edge case. But like, you're definitely a jerk if you're naming your kid Dick.
Yeah.
And I'm just reminded of the story that Ben definitely can't share on the pod. But I'm just laughing about the funny name that somebody had that you told me about recently. Haha.
As Harry and Hawk question Cooper more about the giant, they run into Leland, who explains that he saw the long-haired man as a child. And by run into them, he comes around a
looking for
corner
them.
and immediately says, comes around a corner, startles them, and immediately says, I hope I'm not interrupting. Leland doesn't... Oh, wait. He explains that he saw the long-haired man as a child. Leland doesn't know his first name, but believes the man's last name was Robertson, making Cooper believe that's what the letters have been trying to spell. Leland also
Because there are B and
mentions...
T so far, I believe, right?
Yeah, RBT.
Okay.
Ruth Bader Tinsberg.
Yep.
Leland also mentions that the man used to flick lit matches at him, saying, "You want to play with fire, little boy?" Cooper sends Hawk up to Pearl Lakes to investigate.
So not only does Leland say, "Oh, this guy used to flick matches at me and say you want to play with fire, little boy," which is alarming on its own. He's like, "It was something, and it went a little something like this." And then
You can't do that inside this
out
police station.
and like lights it, and then like dead shot though, like from across the room, throws the lit match into the ashtray. That was a very cool move. But I can see that. I can see trying that, fucking that up really bad, and lighting the police station on fire.
It is, like, it's funny. I mean, again, I know David Lynch knows what he's doing. It strikes me as, if it wasn't David Lynch, sort of a, what do you call that? Like in editing, it's sometimes weird when you show something like that wasn't established as being in the scene. But that is kind of what happens, where if you're not expecting it, he like lights a match and throws it. And for that instant, I'm thinking like, I was throwing a lit match at an FBI agent or on the ground right in front of an FBI agent. Yeah, so very startling. Lucy and Richard eat their lunch at the diner, which seems to be the only lunch place in town. And Lucy seems more despondent than usual. She claims that he hadn't called her in several weeks, breaking promise after dating for 3 months. Richard apologizes and tries to make amends, but quickly folds after she reveals that she's pregnant.
Dick is wearing a pinky ring. We saw Cooper wear a pinky ring. And they also mention, we do hear that there are other restaurants, even though we only see this restaurant, but they mention like other meals that they've had at the Pancake Plantation. Yikes name.
Yikes.
Pacific Northwest too.
It's a very Iowa guy with a Confederate flag type situation going on. Self-owned.
Which is a real predictor of the. I think it's pretty. It gets a little freaky up there politically.
That's true.
in that region.
Idaho-ish, I think. I lost my spot. Richard apologizes and tries to make amends, but he quickly folds. Okay. At another counter, James notes Donna's recent change in personality while Maddie consoles him. Donna happens to walk right in as Maddie holds James's hand, upsetting her enough to leave, but not before mentioning Harold.
She's a great line ready. Like, maybe not ready, but she comes up with something pretty good. You know.
What'd she
to
say?
call them
What-
out.
I forget what does she say about Harold though.
I don't remember what she says about Harold, but she says like something about why don't you like hold her hand and figure it out.
Oh
or
yeah, why don't you hold
something.
hands about it? Yeah, figure it out yourself. Yeah. But I mean, she's like, I met somebody and he's on Meals on Wheels, and then James is like, oh, so he pisses into a bag, and she's like, no, actually, he's cool. He's
And
young.
he's intelligent, and there's not many people like that in town.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And even before this too, like when James is like, "Oh, Donna's being so weird. She like came to visit me in jail, and she wanted to like do it through the bars." And I wrote that down. Like, I don't know if that's what cool Donna was doing in jail, dude. I think you made that part up.
Yeah.
And also, like, I don't know, you two are the ones, like, I don't know. You're holding her hand, you're like making eyes at her during the song, like that's what she's mad about, dumbass.
He's being really disingenuous.
Yeah.
At One-Eyed Jack's, Blackie drugs and binds Audrey while Emery, the department store owner who sent girls to the casino, sets up a camera. Which I guess if you haven't seen, sounds, you know, I guess one bad thing happening and then a guy over in the corner just kind of pulling out his new camcorder that he bought at Walmart, trying to set it up.
Yeah, it's a very harrowing side plot here, the Audrey stuff. Whenever they cut to like, meanwhile, what's going on with Audrey, and it's like, oh God, whoa, yikes. But yeah, Blackie says like, sorry, I'll let you summarize the scene and then I'll comment on it.
He urges Blackie to just get rid of her for knowing too much about Laura, but she plans on holding her for ransom to get revenge on Ben for doing the same things to her. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we get a cycle of abuse theme here. That's one thing to note that I think has been introduced here in the second season, for Blackie's character at least. And so something she says about Audrey, we replayed it 3 times and then turned on the subtitles because I just couldn't catch the line. She describes Audrey as Ben's funked up little daughter. What is she saying? They're really saying funked up daughter? I have not heard funked up before, but I suppose I can make the connection there. She's befunked with drugs, I suppose.
Well, isn't that is it Bruno Mars? That Bruno Mars song?
Is that what that's about?
No, I'm not saying it's about that. Doesn't he kind of use it in that way?
Oh, funk you up?
Yeah.
Uptown funk you up? Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah, I don't know.
A little hidden
I guess
reference.
Hidden reference to Bruno Mars. Twin Peaks.
Does Bruno Mars sing about cocaine sometimes? I guess it's not cocaine that he's talking about, or that Audrey's on. She's on heroin, right? Like that's what we're imagining.
Something like that,
Was
right?
it I don't know. Yeah, was it?
Or opiates, some sort of sedative, or is it just like drug? But she's being injected with something. We had too many needles in this episode for my liking. She's getting the funk, one way or another.
Getting funked up. Yeah. Alcohol's the most dangerous drug of them all. She's had one Coors Light.
Crushing Miller Lights, yeah.
Okay. Anything else on the Blackie scene?
No.
Okay. Harry talks to the one-armed shoe salesman about buying some shoes. Shouldn't it be? Never mind. I was gonna say, what would be the people first name for the one-armed shoe shoe salesman? Isn't that the
Just his name.
Man with one arm.
disability? Yeah, the shoeman with one arm. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, or just
The
his
man
name.
with one arm who sells shoes.
Nobody really respects it. What is his name?
Gerard.
Okay.
Right?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
It's like Philip Gerard or Gerard Philip or something like that. But
Only for the man to become horrified upon seeing the picture of Bob. Harry escorts him to the bathroom, then goes to talk to Shelley. Okay, I know you guys want to talk about the bathroom scene.
all right, break for 20 to 30 minutes here when let's talk about it. I mean, possibly my favorite scene. Definitely favorite scene in the episode where I guess, Gerard's trying to do drugs in the toilet. But
Also get
sometimes
funked
that's
up.
hard to it's trying to get funked up, trying to get a little funky in the bathroom. Sometimes it's hard to do if you only got one arm.
That's true.
And drops the needle and then like thrashes around above the toilet seat. And listeners, if you're interested, hit me up. I can provide you a GIF of this scene. I've sped it up to 2 times. I think this is gonna be the next big reaction. This is gonna be the next big me win scene. Especially for those of us in the IBS community, I think that we're going to find a lot of opportunities to be using the Gerard flailing above toilet seat .gif file. So I'll be providing that in the notes below.
My face when I'm a one-armed man and I dropped the only funk that I brought into the bathroom.
Me when I've run out of funk. It truly is me at 2 to 3 times every morning.
Harry goes to talk to Shelley. She refuses to implicate Leo in the fire mill, and Cooper escorts her out using a little bit of reverse psychology. He quickly figures out that she's involved in some kind of insurance fraud involving Leo, but isn't sure who she's working with yet. Meanwhile, Gerard
She's got a good
suffers
bit.
an episode in the bathroom.
Shelley's got a good scarf and coat. I want to shot that over her diner uniform.
Gerard claims to sense.
Oh, I was imagining. Yeah, he's having his episode in the bathroom, and then they should have cut. She should have done like the Austin Powers cut to the guy in the stall next to him. As Gerard's like fighting for his life. Like, yeah, geez, man. Eat a little bit more fiber, would you? Or something. I don't know. I'll punch that up. I'll punch up all your bathroom scenes for people who are interested in that. That's another service I provide.
Spent a lot of time thinking about how bathrooms should be shot.
Yeah.
You need
There's
to be like, and what would be you wouldn't be the intimacy coordinator, but what would you? What coordinator would you be?
Well, they always hire like like Catherine Bigelow will hire like Pentagon like correspondents and consultants like naval correspondent or like police correspondent like to make sure like this is actually how they handle the firearms correctly. And I'm like, toilet paper is rolled up on the wrong side. Like it wouldn't go down like that. Like a real shooter would have a mobile bidet. That's how that would work. You wouldn't be caught dead with the one ply.
Yikes.
I'm kidding about the mobile bidet. Ben's like very concerned.
No. I was thinking about you doing the train spotting scene too. Like this is my
I wouldn't do that.
Biggest scene yet. Gerard claims to sense Bob nearby and vows to hunt him down. Cooper discusses Audrey's disappearance with Ben at the hotel. Ben tries to sidestep questions about his daughter and warns Cooper to stay out of his family's affairs.
Seeming so suspicious.
As Cooper leaves, the mysterious Asian caller begins to tail him. Audrey is drugged by a man working with Blackie, while Emery identifies Cooper from security footage of the casino. The man, Jean Renault, says that he will serve as the middleman for the ransom in order to obscure Blackie's involvement. In return, he demands a 30% cut of the ransom money as well as the opportunity to kill Cooper, who he believes is responsible for the death of his brother, Jacques Renault. Jean also
Me and my
alludes to
French
killing-
wife looking at each other like, what should we name our sons? Jean and Jacques, I guess. Like, it
No,
seems a
I
little
don't think we should.
on the nose, but okay.
You know, if you said it in a more American accent, it almost sounds like jean jacket. Jean jacket.
Nope.
Jean jacket.
John's a real creep, I would say.
John is a creep.
But
His
good
brother's
character.
the other kind of creep, though. His brother's a little more sweaty of a creep than
Yeah.
John is a, yeah. I don't know what you call that kind of creep.
He's
less
more
sweaty.
comfortable in villain mode here. Like, or he's a
Yeah.
he's a
A little
tougher
bit of Bond
cookie.
villain style. Yeah.
Definitely.
Jean also alludes to killing Audrey afterward to further hide Blackie's involvement in Laura's death.
And so he's also rolling in with Blackie's sister, right? They're Jean and I forget her name. What did she get named? Or like tell my sister type stuff. Anyway, but Blackie and her sister seem to not be getting along. They have some sort of falling out. They won't speak to each other. And so I don't know. Jean is there. He's kind of an independent agent of chaos in this mix. He's not exactly working for Blackie, even if he's like sort of facilitating the plan here. But yeah, he's twisting this to his own advantage.
Back at the station, Harry confirms that Josie will be returning to Twin Peaks tomorrow morning and asks Cooper that he talk to her personally before they start asking about her role in the mill fire and the insurance plot. Hawk reports that he has found the house Leland mentioned, albeit run down and boarded up, and is working on obtaining information on who the previous residents were, which is kind of crazy that that's what they get hung up on for like a day of like, damn, there's no way to figure out who lives here.
We were able to track down the exact bee throughout all of Fleshworld. We went to our guy who knows Fleshworld by heart, and he was able to point that out. But like, we just don't have like addresses. Sorry.
Go to the library. I feel like a librarian could help you.
Like, yeah, I kind of think that stuff was public.
Knowable.
Yeah.
Harry mentions that the one-armed man has been missing for a while, prompting Cooper to search the restrooms for him in case he's still in there. The man is gone, but has left behind his syringe of medicine, prompting Cooper to recall the giant's final clue. Without chemicals, he points. Cooper requests that they search for the one-armed man, believing that he is the key to finding Bob. Any thoughts on without chemicals, he points?
I'm still in the bathroom. And when they come in there, and I'm asking them to pass me another roll of toilet paper.
Big Ed meets up with Doc Hayward at the hospital, learning that Nadine, still in a coma from her suicide attempt, has somehow broken out of her restraint at least twice. The doctor suggests Ed speak to her or sing, which he does when left alone. His singing manages to awaken Nadine, who once again breaks her restraints, only to break into an impromptu cheer. What are you guys singing to your spouse? He kind of
here's
pulls.
the thing. If either of you sing a song to me while I'm in a coma, I will make my heart stop on purpose. Please do not do this to me. At least we're checking in on Nadine. Like we're getting like
True.
Nadine stuff happening. Here I gotta say, Ed has a good voice. I like. He's singing like what? Like
Smoky. On top of
yeah,
the Smoky.
Smoke. Nice.
That is kind of a happy birthday ass song though. I mean, it's not as bad, but that'd be kind of. I don't know. I don't really sing happy birthday. Happy birthday. I just have to kind of like technically meet this requirement because it came from a doctor right now. So happy birthday. You know.
You would sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yeah. I don't know. What else am I gonna sing?
That reminds me of in elementary school when we had as like for spelling class, you had the option to like do these different activities with the spelling words every day, and one of them was you could create your own word search, and I used to do that and fill every letter besides the required lists with just the letter X. I'm singing happy birthday.
This is the bare minimum. Oh man, I remember in elementary school finding out about the concept of homework. We didn't have homework in elementary school, but like reading something about like, oh, at some point students will take home their work, and using that as like telling my teachers like, can I take this assignment home as homework? I will do this at home. And skipping many assignments doing this, just saying like, yeah, I don't want to do it. I'll do it at home. Sure.
I'll get
I
around
know
to
that
it.
they'll check on me. They're not going to check on that. We don't really have homework.
Oh, because you didn't have to turn it in. Is that why?
Yeah.
Oh,
You guys don't
I
have
guess.
like
good ruse.
the ability to process my homework, so I'll do it that way.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was kind of like a, like one of those things where like, okay, now you're just supposed to like color for like 10 minutes until the bell rings sort of thing. And I'm like, fuck this. And like, so, and the teachers, they're just going to like put it all in the trash like the second the class is done, right? It's not, they're not like, it's only there to like stop the kids from like hurting each other or whatever. And I wasn't going to hurt anyone. I was just going to like sit there. I don't know. In silence. And so they're like, okay, he doesn't have to do it, but he doesn't. So I don't know. Got away with
tenting your fingers like a grind set guy, like teacher.
rotating
I
shapes
could do
in
this.
my mind.
I could do this homework anywhere. I think I'd better use my time at school to be networking with my peers and teachers like you. Take the best advantage of this opportunity.
Yeah.
It's become clear that Nadine somehow believes that she is an 18-year-old high schooler again, much to Ed's horrified confusion. Which
y'all thought Nadine
Gotta
couldn't be a worse hang. Guess what? New plot line for season 2 just dropped.
Ed got to be the only guy in town that's not excited that his wife turned into an 18-year-old, because the rest of them are struggling.
Praying for this exact outcome.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, no, Ed's not about this at all.
Yeah.
I mean, still
Also-
like I still feel bad for Nadine, of course, but like I am not spending any time with Nadine. I will not be in the same room as Nadine. Tough hang.
I'd be hanging out with Nadine just to prove to everybody else in town I'm not hanging out with the high school girls like every other guy in town, though.
You find other non-18-year-olds you can hang. I'll go hang out with Norma.
Well, Nadine's not. Well, I mean, Nadine's not 18. Nadine's a,
yeah, but she thinks she is. I think that's weird if
pirate.
you suddenly start being like, huh,
That's true. That's true.
who's the new
But
guy?
if you were hanging out with,
Ben shows up in Twin Peaks.
if you were hanging out with her before,
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, at the hospital, Cooper and Harry visit Dr. Jacoby's room and induce hypnosis on him in order to search his memory the night of Jacques' murder. And they do not say it, but the least surprising thing in the world is another least surprising thing in the world is revealed about Dr. Jacoby.
In a series of twists and turns, this mystery show. Yeah, Dr. Jacoby is married.
To someone that doesn't want to live with him.
Where do they say that she lives?
I forget. Yeah, but
Because
it's
he's like, yeah, she's flown. I mean, it doesn't say flown in, but like, she's here with me this week.
right. They've got. I am loath to know any more about the arrangement that he has with this lady.
Yeah. What does he? What else? He's also like already reclined, which I feel like is a bad thing if you're going into hypnosis. You know, that's like if you showed up at a. I don't know. I feel like I've never had a massage before, but I feel like if I showed up at a massage and was acting like I've done this before, that feels like it'd be a red flag if you're like too relaxed. And he's kind of doing that with the hypnosis where they just like open the door and he's already like 90% hypnotized already. Set up the whole vibe.
They set up the hospital room with the tiki vibes. I don't think it's not a stretch to imagine that the Hulu music is diegetic there. I think that, he's got the Beats pill playing Surfer Girl there. But yeah, and
also, is the hospital staff not going to stop you when you light your 50th candle?
He's definitely milking being in the hospital here a little bit, like he's like, oh, I guess I'd need to be hypnotized. He's like in his extra attention there, and like, oh, I guess I need my special rocks and stuff.
I mean, he gives them. He's like, and this is my usual script, so you can read here. You start reading here.
And I definitely couldn't keep wearing the hospital like gown. I'm gonna have to get jammed into my hypnosis jammies.
Oh, Atticus, you pulled up where his wife. Did we get a name on, or is like that? This is my wife. But she lives at our place in Hanalei.
Hanalei. What is that?
I don't know. Hanalei. It's in Hawaii.
This
obviously.
is my wife, Elanali. EOLANI.
ELOLNI? Donna visits Laura's grave and leaves behind the orchid from Harold, only to break down and shout at the grave. She says that she loves James and that Laura's problems still persist long after her death, troubling everyone she left behind, which is a good monologue. I really liked this. It is a good.
Yeah.
It's one of the better things you could scream at a grave, I feel like. I mean, I guess better is a weird word to use for it, but, damn. They're telling me you're dead, but you keep causing shit to happen.
Damn, this is crazy.
Yeah. She says that she loves James and that all Laura's problems still persist long after her death, troubling everyone she left behind. Meanwhile, James visits Maddie at the Palmer household, seeking a respite after his mother had returned and being unable to find Donna. And man, another scene where the Palmer household kind of got the Jerry's apartment on Seinfeld vibe. Everybody's just walking through the front door. It is closed but not locked.
This is
Maddie, go ahead.
Well, James does what I think you kind of want to do to the Palmer house here in a second.
Yes, we'll get to it.
Okay.
Maddie comforts him with a kiss and a hug, just as Donna bursts in and sees them embrace. She angrily storms off and drives away as James tries to go after her, and yeah, in the process, smashes the desk lamps or whatever.
Yeah,
you
he
call
like
those things.
freaks out in the Palmer house and like destroys a bookcase or something.
None of you guys live here. Maddie also just sort of a guest.
Yeah. We haven't seen much of Sarah lately. I wonder what she thinks of all of this. But yeah, James hulks out in the living room and then like chases after the car and is like, "No, fuck, no!" And
Isn't he like,
He
why?
does-
And it's like, what
Yeah.
do you mean, why?
exactly, like, for
does-
fuck's sake, dude.
I love his scream. Well, I called this out about this is the Hurley connection as well. Hurley in Lost is always screaming, Jack! And yeah, when James runs out into the road, he does I don't know how to describe it other than like very out of place for the normal tone and register that people use in like a movie or a TV show, but a very full-throated Donna scream down the road.
Yeah, he's an intense guy. James is a pretty intense guy. He kind of he's not like particularly super well regulated. But yeah, he freaks out. You really didn't see this coming? Come on, man.
Second time in a day, yeah. You guys gotta
Yeah.
just cut out the embraces or shut the door. She angrily storms off and drives away. Maddie is left in her family's living room with Leland, sobbing that everyone seems to view her as Laura. It's like, yeah, damn, because you fucking look exactly like her somehow.
I mean, that's got to be
Uh,
just so crazy.
As Leland comforts his niece, he is surprised by the sudden appearance of Harry and Cooper. Another group of guys burst through the door, who tell him that he is under arrest for the murder of Jacques Renault. Donna makes her way to Harold's house, seeking solace and venting her frustrations with James. As Harold goes to make her a drink, she observes a book sitting on a nearby table. Opening it, she sees that it is a second diary written by Laura Palmer. Mr. President, a second diary has been found.
How can you keep two diaries? That's so much writing about yourself.
It's a lot of administration, self-admin you got going on there. But she is... Laura contains multitudes. She's the busiest person in this town, it sounds like.
Is it a real diary, fake diaries situation like the accounting
ledgers?
ledgers? Dear
be.
diary, today was fucking awesome. Dear real diary, today fucking sucked, and this is the real Laura.
I actually hate it today. Eee. Mom made a
diary,
really good
Mom
dinner.
was a
Ooh, I
great
hated
dinner.
it. Eee. I'm just kidding. The wool of the episode, I think, goes to Harold's Afghan that he gives to Donna. He drapes this blanket over Donna. Big fan.
Donna, Madonna, there's always manana.
Donna, always manana.
They had real Madonna back then. I mean, the other real Madonna, the pop culture famous one, not the
Not the
Jesus'
Madonna.
mom one.
Not Virgin Mary.
Yeah. They had both of them back then, you know? Is
We
Donna's
still
real
have
name?
Madonna.
Is Donna a name, like a full name? Or is it a shortened version of, say, Madonna?
It can be a full name.
What would it be a shortened name of, though? Donald? My name is Donald. It's the girl kind of Donald.
Wait, is one Madonna to be calling their kid Madonna?
What?
It could be short for Madonna.
It could be short for Madonna. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd go by Ma before I went by Donna. If I was Madonna.
Goodbye, Ma.
Ma.
Okay.
I guess it doesn't
Gang.
sound that. It seemed good in my mind, but saying it out loud twice now it doesn't sound as
Hey,
good.
Ma.
Maybe Mads.
There you go.
Madonna Mickelson. That's his real name.
The star of the episode to me is Albert. Do either of you have someone you'd like to nominate?
Ooh.
Albert takes it by a mile.
Yeah, it's probably Albert, but I'll just say Jacoby too, so you have another character
Sure.
on the list.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, Russ Tamblyn is great as Jacoby. Are we still asking Atticus who killed Laura Palmer here at the end?
Yeah.
Atticus, who killed Laura Palmer?
LP.
When do we include? When do you start joining? Like, are you not caught up with my understanding of what's going on, Will?
No, I've seen these bits.
Oh, okay.
We know what happens.
The guy in the drawing,
Bob.
Interesting. Okay.
Sideshow Bob.
Atticus, what would you rate the episode?
Feeling generous. I'll go 4.5.
Whoa, that's a very
Whoa.
strong rating. Ben?
4. Because I'm only doing full stars.
Wow. Yeah, I'm on the full star system myself, but Atticus, feel free to chop
it wrong.
up there. Well, yeah, I suppose your words, not mine. I'm gonna give this one a 3. It's all right.
Dear Diary, that's a good rating from Will. Dear Real Diary. What the fuck? Will's dares to
Fuck
give this one a 3?
What's your real rating, Will? What's your second diary rating?
I am who I am. It's 3s across the board.
Both diaries.
Sometimes my dual selves agree. That's when things get real interesting. Ooh, we got a quorum, baby. Let's go. Thanks for listening to the show. Check us out over on patreon.com/Dr. Skeleton for more of our nonsense and to support our behavior. Next week, we're watching season 2, episode 4. We'll see you then. Goodbye. This is a brand new Extra Good podcast. Learn more at brandnewextragood.com.